All right. I think we are live. What's up, Matt?
What's up, Chris?
Good to see you, brother.
Sam.
Dude, cheers. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm your host, Chris Dunn, and this is the one, the only Nomadic Matt. And we have got some good whiskey and some good topics to cover today.
Hell yeah.
I'm lucky I caught you before you left, man. Well, I thought you left and then you came back, right?
Yeah, so my goal is to be gone, from April to September.
Uh-huh.
And then do my birthday, which you missed.
I did. Such an ass. Sorry, man.
In New York. Because of COVID, like restrictions, and you get a big group together. It's hard to get space right now for a group.
Yeah.
And so it's just easier to do here in Austin because you can just go to any brewery.
Everything's open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everything's outdoors anyway, so it's just no space capacity.
Good thing it's only like 99 degrees right now with a high of 100 today.
It's
already
so hot outside.
It's crazy.
Unbelievably hot today.
Yeah. What do you think of this whiskey? I feel like it's pretty smooth. So this, guys, is called Widow Jane, aged for 10 years, pure limestone mineral water. Fancy schmancy.
It is pretty smooth. I mean, we have a giant ice cube in it too, so that
helps.
That helps. But
do you have a favorite type of whiskey, like bourbon or
Scotch?
Oh, okay. I should have asked that before.
Big Scotch guy.
Yeah.
The peatier, the smokier, the better.
Okay, like Glenlivet, Fittich, like, all of them, all the Glens.
Even more smoky than that.
Okay.
Like a Lagavulin 8.
Okay, I have no clue what that is, but
yeah, those from like Islay.
Yeah,
which are like really peaty scotches, and so the younger the Scotch, the smokier it is.
Okay,
because it mellows out as it ages.
Gotcha.
So
you want it fresh out of the distillery.
Yeah, you give me that like 8 year, 6 years, I'm good.
Hell yeah, awesome, man. Well, look, I'm glad we got to do this before you took off. Got a lot I want to ask you.
Hit away.
Yeah.
I'm sure as I drink this, the answers will get more comical.
Yeah, we'll start with the light stuff. By the way, guys, go ahead and throw a like. And thank you to everybody who's here live, or if you're watching this after the fact, thank you guys too. Matt, who are you, man? For anybody that doesn't know you, that hasn't traveled, that I feel like, so I refer to you as like the the godfather of travel knowledge. Travel bloggers, travel vloggers, they all get their stuff from you, I think.
Well, I view like the older people as the real OGs.
Yeah.
I'm just a usurper.
But like, was anybody really doing content before you?
I mean, if you want to talk about online.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not in a big way.
Right.
I mean, when I started in 2008, I mean, you would run out of the internet in general. Like, I mean, there'd be like 7 finance bloggers, make money online bloggers. And that was it. Same with travel. It was a dozen or so blogs, but like hobby blogs, like, hey, I'm on vacation, and like you follow each other as like you were doing around the world trips. Nobody like thought of it as a business. Even I didn't think of it as a business. I mean, you wanted to make money from it, but mostly you thought of it as a stepping stone to get freelance writing, guidebook work, write for online publications.
Yeah.
You throw up AdSense and hope to make some money. But like affiliate marketing back in, I don't know what, 2008 was pretty primitive.
Mm-hmm.
Most people sold text links. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So like,
selling links on the sidebar. Yeah, man.
That's how you made money. And then some AdSense, and maybe you had some bookings commissions, but like, it wasn't like, product. Like it was, the online space wasn't as mature as it is today. So
what's your revenue now? Is it comes from obviously affiliate stuff, also book sales, and then events? Are those kind of the 3 major ones?
Ads.
Oh, okay.
Probably be the biggest. Then affiliates.
Yeah.
Then books. Then events.
Okay.
We do like live and in-person events. Well, we did before COVID. Now we do virtual events. We just started a membership program that we're trying to like grow. Check it out, Nomadic Matt Plus. Free discounts, and we do a giveaway every month. So
yeah, let's pull this up. So this is your site, and I remember like from the early days, I don't even know how long you were doing this, but you basically dominated like all the keywords for everything, like how to book good flights, how to travel to specific areas. Like you've been everywhere, and I think you've covered like everything there is to cover about travel.
I've covered a lot. Let's look it up. I just got hit real hard in the last Google core update.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Search a term. Go to like.
All right. So I use DuckDuckGo.
Okay.
Let's do. What should I do?
How to find a cheap flight.
How to find a cheap flight. Boom, number 1. And this is, again, no cookie, no tracking. This is like, this should be like...
DuckDuckGo is the best.
Yeah. Hell yeah, awesome. What about like best hostels, like stuff like that?
Sure.
Okay. Best hostels in Europe. Let's try that. Damn, boom. That's awesome.
Okay, do best hostels in Paris.
In Paris?
All right.
Okay, so TripAdvisor and some of the booking sites are a little above that.
And yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Bottom.
So what happened? They changed the algorithm and you got knocked down, or?
I mean, this is DuckDuckGo. I got knocked down in Google.
Oh, really?
They did a core update 2 weeks ago, and it fucking killed me.
Really?
But they're doing a second part in July, so I could just recover it. Because like my SEO is still great.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the things I did in the beginning was I wrote SEO articles. I actually went to school. Well, not to school. I cut my chops online by being a spammer.
Really?
I would make. You remember back in the day, you could like do a blog spot like how to drink whiskey.
Yeah.
Right. And like you just rank number 1, spinning content and like
those,
like spam link sites.
Yep. Spam the link sites, jam in keywords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just milk it for all the clicks you can get and go on. So I had how to grow corn, how to train your beagle, how to train a Havanese dog, went on pigs, turtles. And these were all like shitty blogspot websites.
Yeah. And what, you were driving them to affiliate stuff, or
no, just one of those clicks on Google AdSense.
Oh, okay.
You make $2-3 grand a month on AdSense.
Yeah.
Like if you're backpacking the world, like there's more than plenty. Plus selling links, I make 6 to 8K a month just doing that spammy shit.
Yeah.
I reinvested most of it back into websites, so I'd make 8K a month, but I'd probably spend 5K, outsourcing all the article writing, all the link building, and I wanted like real content. So like I had a friend who's a dog trainer.
Yeah. She
wrote all that dog content, so it was real like content. It wasn't just like some dude in India wrote it.
Yeah.
It was real. And then put it into like Nomadic Matt. Then so like I was doing SEO a lot. I was taking it more seriously than people in the beginning because, in the beginning it was very, pure days, right? Oh,
yeah.
You don't write for Google, like 13 things in X city, like that's like crap content, right? You got to write stories. We're writers. We got to be authentic.
Right.
Even like every blogger, it was about not selling out. And anything that was like best in X was selling out. 10 ways to save money on finance. You're a sellout.
Right.
That's not real content.
People valuing the art over the effectiveness, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but 10 Things to Do in Paris is effective. You're telling people what to do.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's what people want, right?
Yeah.
They're like, give me the meat. How do I not get scammed? How do I find good flights? How do I stay in the best places?
Yeah.
All that stuff.
My first articles were, how to find a cheap flight, how to buy a round the world ticket, how to save money.
How you doing over there?
Pretty good.
Here, I'm going to load you up.
So, and then I would do stories too, So, I think that gave me an edge over some people back in the day. But nowadays, everyone's pouring money into, look at this site. I can literally look at the keywords right there.
Best hostels, Europe. Yeah.
Everyone pours money into SEO.
Right. So so you started, let's do kind of your origin story. So you started writing when 2008.
Yeah.
But you were traveling for a couple years before that?
Yeah, I quit my job in healthcare, administrative stuff, no doctor shit.
Yeah.
Because that sucked. To go work in business, I wanted to do like marketing for renewables. But before I finished an MBA, which was a giant waste of money. You never get an MBA.
Where'd you go to school?
Suffolk University. I would love to sell them. They always hit me up for donation. Like, can I donate my MBA? Can I get a refund on it?
Damn. How much did that cost you?
$50K.
Okay. I feel like nowadays it's like 4 times that.
Yeah. Nowadays nobody cares.
Yeah.
We're hiring someone now for a part-time social person. And the only thing I ever I look to see if they went to college, just to get a sense of like, okay, how old are they, right? Like people that are applying that like graduated in 19, or 20, like you probably don't have enough like work experience. Because like I want someone to basically run my online marketing, right? So I don't want to train like a newbie.
Right.
I want someone who's done this for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But like, I've had somebody that was with me, who's been with me for 8 years. I only found out like 2 years ago that she even went to college. I was like, oh, I don't know. You just do your job.
Yeah.
Right?
Can you do it? Right.
Yeah. So MBAs are a waste of money unless it really only matters if you're trying to play that Fortune 500 corporate game. Then it's a status thing.
Right.
But anyway, so before I was gonna go get a career and live my American dream life, I was gonna go travel for a year. The year turned into 18 months. Came back with no money, and got a temp job. Sadly, working at a hospital. But I was just covering someone's maternity leave, so they were like, "Do not touch anything." And I mean, literally, my job was to route any call to a different desk and just check the mail. So I had a lot of free time on my hands, and that's when I built the website.
Gotcha. So you're like, I love that trip around the world. Let me try to sustain this as a business where you can just keep traveling. Or what was the goal?
The goal was maybe I can make some money selling stories to pay for one more day on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, I taught English in Thailand before I came home. So I was going back there in the fall to teach again. And then, you know, I got really into, you know, the blog, and I started helping other people build their blogs as like a revenue thing. But, you know, like, you give me like $200 and I set up your WordPress website, because I figured it out like just enough before some other people did. But it wasn't probably until the end of 08, early 09, that I got more into the whole like, oh, you can make money. Like, remember John Chow? That name ring a bell?
No.
He was like, I make money online by teaching you to make money online.
Right. Got real meta with it.
Yeah. And, you know, sites like ProBlogger and, you know, Shoe Money and all these, like, here's how you build AdSense websites.
Yeah.
And that's when I really started to be like, well, let's see if I can do that. And then one of the guys I was like a mentor of mine. These two guys, they run this thing called the Keyword Academy. And I remember being on one of the calls. He was like, how do you do this shit? He's like, you actually have travel knowledge and you have a travel blog that people actually read.
Yeah.
You should just focus on that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, it makes a lot of sense, because, I mean, what fucks do I give about how to train your beagle?
Yeah.
You know, so so I focused more on that. By summer 2009, 2010. I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Probably 2009 when I really think about it. I was making enough where I could just do the online stuff and not teach anymore. And then by like 2010, Nomadic Matt paid all the bills.
Nice.
And I've only done that website since.
It's awesome, man. And so, do you travel differently now, or do you still travel like as cheap as possible and like try to optimize for value, or do you like splurge on luxury and like business class and first class and shit?
It depends what I'm writing about. Like, I'm going to Greece, staying in hostels, cheap hotels, you know, public transportation
To get the experience for the content?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll fly over business class, but on points, not paid.
Yeah.
Allergy season, guys.
Yeah, it's bad here in
terrible,
Central Texas.
But if I'm not writing about it, I'm kind of bougie.
Yeah.
I like good food and alcohol, and accommodation I don't really care about.
Yeah.
It just needs to have a comfy bed, good Wi-Fi, and a desk I can work from. That's literally, like, I don't care if it's big or small. Like, it can be the size of this room would be enough.
Yeah. I
But
feel like
I'd rather spend money on food.
Yeah. I messed up. I used to be real comfortable like flying economy, and then one time going to Asia I did business class, and now like any trans-Pacific or transatlantic flight, I'm so spoiled. I'm like, I have to do it. But I feel like optimizing points definitely helps.
Yeah.
I didn't travel much last year, so I checked. I'm like, oh shit, I've got like over 1 million points. I can
That's crazy.
definitely catch a couple flights with that. So
Yeah, I don't do across the bodies of water in economy.
yeah.
I don't mind going from Europe to America in economy, because you're awake the whole time, so like I don't really care.
Yeah.
I'll do like a comfort plus, or just get a little extra room. But going over on the red eye, man, I'm a huge insomnia. I cannot sleep well. So I would rather I use the points for that.
Yeah.
But coming back, I don't care as much, because usually if I'm awake on a plane, I'm working. That's when I'll write a lot of the content, and I'll watch movies. I'll catch up on all the movies. So like, yeah, I don't need to be in business class, but like when you're going when you're leaving at like 11 p.m., you gotta sleep. Hell yeah, you want business.
Yeah, like that leg from like L.A. to Tokyo or SF to like Seoul, like that is just that will suck the life out of you in economy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, especially because this is my job now, so like losing a day does matter because I might not have a lot of time in places.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna want to be as fresh as I can when I land.
Absolutely. So we got a couple people in chat. Have you ever had Glenn Farclas? You ever heard of that? Scotch.
Oh, no.
Lagavulin.
Yeah, Lagavulin.
Ardbeg.
Ardbeg, yeah, I love Ardbeg.
Okay. Talisker.
Talisker is a really good thing. You do not drink a lot of Scotch.
Dude, I need to up my Scotch game, apparently. I'm more of a bourbon guy.
You butchered every one of these names.
Yeah, that was terrible. Shit.
Talisker 10 is really good.
Okay.
Oban. I would say that my favorite ally is probably Ardbeg or Beaumont.
Okay.
One of those two.
Nice. I feel like this is pretty good. It's a little sweet for my taste, but I don't know.
You got to get H.J. Clark.
Is that a Scotch or a bourbon?
Bourbon from Tennessee. It's my favorite bourbon.
Okay.
It's so good.
Glenn for class is like Talisker, he says.
Okay, that's good. Cool. Yeah, then I'd probably really like it.
Yeah.
Thanks for the rec.
Yeah, man.
I will get one. I'd like to go to Scotland, but COVID, you know?
Yeah.
The UK just extended their lockdown rules for another month.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were doing better, but I guess they're just...
They got the new Delta variant, the Indian variant. So they have a lot of cases, but because so many people are vaccinated, their death and hospitalizations are really low. So
yeah.
I mean, I think I would just open up like they'll get like 3 deaths. I'm like, oh, that's great. It doesn't matter if people get sick as long as people aren't dying in the hospital. Whatever, you know, we don't shut down the world for the cold. I'm not saying COVID's the cold because it definitely. I've had COVID.
You were one of like the first like 10 cases in the U.S., right?
In like Austin, yeah.
Yeah, but you think you caught it from Paris?
Probably in New York.
New York, when you flew back?
Yeah, because I was in New York right before I came for like a week.
Yeah.
And so the timing of when I like started to get first symptoms was about then.
Yeah.
But no, it's very serious. I'm not.
I remember seeing you on the news, and I'm like, wait a minute, Matt got fucking COVID? This was like, what was that, February or?
March 13th. The day the world shut down was the day I was like.
Damn.
Yeah. I got on the news because it was so hard to get any answers.
Yeah.
And it was so nerve-wracking, too, because I had a fever for like 4 days, and like a really bad cough that lasted 3 weeks. And I was so fatigued. I'd be up at like 8 to do work, and by 12 I was like, see the world tomorrow.
Damn. How long did the fatigue last?
A month.
Really?
Yeah. So worried because nobody really knew anything back then.
Yeah.
So like they said if by day 10 you don't have any breathing problems, you're in the clear.
Okay.
They were really just basing that on the data out of China, which, you know, how much can you really trust there, right?
Yeah.
And there weren't very many reports. So like for 10 days, I was like, is today the day I go to a hospital? So much. I went through so much Xanax trying to calm my nerves. But, yeah, it sucked. It's not fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I have friends, you know, who got it much worse than me. I have friends who are hospitalized from it. I know people who lost relatives to it. It's no fun. But I also think now that, you know, I'm surprised the UK extended for so long, because so much of their population is vaccinated.
Yeah.
Which is why, even though you might be getting positive asymptomatic cases, if you're doing like 3 deaths a day, like
yeah, I mean,
let me go to Scotland.
Yeah,
I need Scotch.
we see in Texas and Florida, you know, it's mostly open, and now the vaccination rates are so high that the cases are down, the deaths, at least here in Austin, are almost 0 now, which is awesome. So,
in Austin.
Yeah.
Texas is actually surging in cases outside.
Outside of Austin?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, you know, like Odessa, Midland, that whole like little
yeah.
state, huge. It's spiking cases.
Wow.
All the case counts you see in the States now are from unvaccinated areas.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and there's a reason for that. I mean, but yeah, I mean, it helps that everything's outside.
Yeah.
And Austin, we're good at, like, everyone fucking here is vaccinated.
Yeah, I've been watching the numbers in Asia because I'm like, all right, we're going to start traveling again. I want to get back over, do that whole region, but the vaccination rate is so low that I think they're going to be locked down for at least a few more months.
Thailand's going to slowly open up in July, but you can only go to Phuket.
Yeah.
And
they're doing the sandbox thing, right?
Yeah. And then, like, then this city will open, and that
Here, I'm going to scoot this a little closer to you.
That city will open and all that shit.
Yeah.
But I think by October, they'll probably be fully open.
Yeah.
I think in October, you'll start to see more of Asia really open up.
Yeah.
Australia and New Zealand, you're not going to this year. They won't open again until early 2022.
Wow.
So, but Asia will be fine. October, you'll be good.
And that's the high season for the Northern Hemisphere, right? October, November is when it starts. So.
For Southeast Asia, yeah.
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 Yeah. Cool.
As it gets cold here, more people go there. And as long as you're vaccinated, they'll definitely let you in once you're vaccinated.
Yeah.
I think they'll start to remove a lot of the movement restrictions. So, like, by October, if you're vaccinated and you want to go to Thailand, you can go wherever you want.
Right. So, where are you going next?
On Thursday, I leave for New York for a couple days, and then I go to Greece for a month, and then TBD.
Okay.
I can only plan so far in advance.
Yeah.
You know? So,
but do you think you're going to be outside of the U.S. for like quite a while, or is this just a one trip and then coming back?
I would like to, because it's fucking hot here.
Yeah.
It's already, we were just talking about today. It's 100 degrees.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking like, oh my, I do not want to come back to this.
The only thing we can do right now is go out on the boat. Like, everything else is just miserable. So.
Well, I mean, in Austin, everybody leaves.
Yeah.
Right? There's a reason why everybody works online here or has a remote job. Yeah. They want to get the hell out of here in the summer months.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people leaving in the next couple of weeks to go up places. I mean, our buddy Neville usually goes away, but now he's got a new house, so he's like doing projects. But I've known him 8 years. I've never once known him to spend the summer in Austin. It was just so hot.
Yeah.
Same with Noah too.
Yeah, it makes sense. All right, cool. So I've got a few questions that people sent me when they heard I was going to be doing this with you. They're like, "Oh shit, I love Matt's stuff.
Okay.
Like, help me out here." So, when it comes to like the whole points game, right? Like, I feel like a lot of people get confused with that. There's the credit card side, and then there's like the, what do you call it? Like the loyalty program side. Yeah. Like, how do you go about doing that? And what advice would you give to somebody who's like, I'm new to the points thing?
You gain points whenever you use a business, right? Fly Delta somewhere, you sign up for their loyalty program, you book a flight, you put that number down, and then when you fly them, you get points.
Yeah.
And you get status points, you know, because it's called like a button seat mile. Credit card, if you have a Delta credit card and you spend, you can also get Delta points. But that doesn't count towards status, because you have to, whether it's hotels or airlines, you actually have to use the company.
Yeah.
And some of their premium cards will give you status, or like a low-end status. Though Hilton has a card where you can get top-tier status. It's all $500 a year, and you have to spend some to make it. So credit card points are just like, you know, you get. You know, I'm not going to show my number.
Yeah. Just flash the card, the number real quick.
Yeah. you get a Chase card like this.
Yeah.
Good.
How many credit cards do you have?
Omni right now?
Well, just that you use, I guess, for the
26.
system. Holy shit. 26?
Yeah.
And do you actually use those, or do you just have the open lines?
No, I probably only use about 5. The rest are just open.
Yeah.
No fee, or even if I pay the fee, like I have an IHG card. It's $50 a year. It comes with one free night, so I just view it as I'm getting a hotel, an IHG hotel property, which is, you know, like Holiday Inn Express or a bunch of the other stuff, for $50.
Okay.
So I view it as $100 a night hotel is now $50.
Yeah.
It's, you know, a lot of hotel points is free travel. Same with, you know, flying business class. Well, some of it is just arbitrage. It is, this is going to cost me X, but it's going to save me Y.
Right.
Right? You take a look at a lot of these premium cards, like the one I just showed, the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Great card, transferable points. They have tons of partners. I go to a United. You can go to, you know, Air Canada, Hyatt, a bunch of places. 550. No, I think it's 650 a year now. No, 550. I don't know. They are raising the prices, but you get $300 in travel credit a year. So now you're knocking $300 off. Let's say it's 550 because I'm pretty sure it's still 550. Can we Google that? Can we Google that?
Yeah. Which one? The Chase Sapphire?
Chase Sapphire Reserve annual fee.
How do you spell Sapphire?
DuckDuckGo will figure it out.
Reserve. All right. So you think this is like the best one? 60,000 bonus points when you sign up.
What's the annual?
550 fee.
Okay. 550, right?
Not that you would ever pay interest, because the second you do that, it doesn't make any sense.
You know, so it's 550. This is a terrible bonus offer.
This is bad?
Yeah, some websites have better ones.
Okay.
The preferred card right now is 100,000 points. But so it's 550. You get $300 back in travel spend. So it's 250. Then you get a year's worth of Lyft Pink, which gives you 50% off Lyft rides. So you can easily save $100 conservatively on Lyft. Then you get $60 DoorDash credit. Then you get lounge access through Priority Pass. Then they'll pay for your global entry and pre-check. That's once every 5 years. So needless to say, used correctly, you're going to use $550 or more of their benefits a year.
Right.
Like, scroll down more, right? All right, so keep scrolling down.
What are you looking for? The benefits?
Yeah, go to...
Like 3 times points?
No. Scroll. Go to Explorer.
Oh, travel benefits. Your points get you more, stuff like that.
No. Try partner benefits.
Oh, there you go.
So you get Lyft. So now they give you $120 in Peloton. You get DoorDash. So no delivery. So like this alone will pay for that extra $250.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you have a Peloton, you're gonna like boom. So like premium cards can be very lucrative when used well.
Right.
So like I have all these cards, but I use all their benefits.
See, right. I feel like I don't. So I put all of my personal and business expenses that I can on cards. That's the only thing that I really do. I don't really even think about like all these second layer like benefits. I just know if I spend, call it 50K or 100K a month and shit on these cards, I never really have to pay for flights. Yeah. But I could probably optimize it more where I don't have to actually pay that significant jump from like premium to business or premium to first. You know what I mean? Like,
just, if you're going to have all these cards and you're going to have all these points, you just want to make sure that everything you do is maximum arbitrage.
Yeah.
You're a finance guy, right?
Yeah.
So, never get 1 point per dollar if you can avoid it, right? So, on my business spend, I use Chase, a Chase card, an Ink. It's 3x on travel, and there's no overseas fees. And most places overseas don't take Amex because it's a more expensive interchange rate.
Yeah.
So I use that. And then when I want to pay contractors, I use my Delta points because Chase will only give me one. But Delta's only giving me one too. But Delta allows my spend to count towards status.
Wait, you pay people in points?
No, I pay people on my credit card.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. But do you have to pay a fee for that?
they pay a fee.
Oh, you may. Okay.
I pay them through PayPal.
So you set your contractors up as like a business, and you have them accept credit cards.
Well, I just say we pay everyone over PayPal.
Oh,
right?
okay, okay.
So, but I fund my PayPal through my credit card.
Gotcha.
So just as a cost of you being a freelancer doing business, you just, that 3%
They
you
eat
just write off.
Gotcha.
And it's a tax write-off, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of like accepting credit cards as a business means I have to pay a fee. Which is what it is, you know?
See, I kind of think my prediction is that over the next, I don't know how long, maybe decade, I feel like that system is going to get the margins are going to get compressed and crushed. Like there's so much bloat in fee transactions, right? Like paying 3-4% for a credit card. Like I don't see a world where that just continues to stay the same. What do you think?
Here's what I never understood. Why am I paying 2.9% plus 30 cents? What's the extra 30 cents? Like just why?
Yeah.
Like it's such a random like added cost. Just charge me 2.9% or 3%, whatever, just one fee. But I think, you know, between Venmo and cryptos and, you know, Square, you're just revolutionizing. Maybe I had too much whiskey.
Yeah, let's keep it fun. How you doing? Let's go.
Revolutionizing.
These get more fun the longer we go.
Financing?
We're doing a marathon today.
I don't see that happening. I mean, you're more finance, you know, alt payment guy than I am. So,
yeah.
But isn't the whole beauty of the blockchain reducing the cost of transactions?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not as into Bitcoin.
You're a Bitcoin holder now. You're basically a whale.
Yeah. Dude, I have 0.017 Bitcoin.
Nice.
That's what you gave me.
Yeah.
At the peak, so I'm down like 36%.
Hey, you know, buckle up, baby.
To the moon.
Yep. You got to be ready for 80% drawdowns and then 500% rises and everything in between.
I hate crypto.
You should not hate crypto. Crypto is beautiful. And it's going to fuck up these reward programs, I think.
I think the blockchain technology is amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, but you know, going back to credit cards, you know, so when I was driving around the U.S., right, I have an Amex Gold. So Amex Gold gives you 4x points on your highest spend level. Whatever you spend the most money on, you get 4x.
What do you mean, like category?
Yeah.
So like travel or food?
Doesn't matter. If you like only put food on that, you'll get 4x.
Okay.
If you
So you can choose what you put on there.
So it's the highest 2, and then everything is 3.
Okay.
So Chase gives me 3x on travel. I like Chase points. I view them as the best. I like their transfer partners. I just like the perks that their cards have. So I would do travel, like hotels, flights, whatever, on that Chase card. But I would do gas and food on the Amex card. So I got 4x. So I'm basically maximizing.
Yeah.
The whole idea of travel hacking is maximize the amount of points you get per transaction.
I'm definitely not doing that, and I need to.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I probably spend $2,000 a year in credit card fees. And that is, by some standards, pretty low.
Really?
But
like in the travel hacking
yeah.
space.
Yeah. But, you know, I have this premium card, but I also have an Amex Platinum. Why do I have an Amex Platinum? Because I get lounges. I get Delta lounges.
Yeah.
I like Delta all the time.
Yep.
I get 5x points on flights that I've booked through them. I get discounts off on hotel stays. So plus I get discounts. You get like gold status on like Hertz, you know. So there's just a lot of like sort of luxury perks.
Yeah.
So I use that because I fly Delta all the time. So like that's alone for me covers a lot of it.
Gotcha.
Also, you get $200 back. So I use that for Delta.
So the main ones are what? Amex Platinum, Chase Reserve, Gold for gas and food.
It all depends. It all like that's my spending profile.
Yeah.
Your spending profile might be totally different, right? Maybe you don't travel as much because you got kids or whatever, and so a lot of it is, you know, maybe you're doing grocery shopping. So you probably want, a different Amex that gives you a higher percentage back on the grocery store, and or like a city like, I got one that's is it Double Dash? It might be Double Dash, which is like a better cash back card, right? Amex every day, up to 6%. On credit cards, but I think I don't have that card right now, so I'm not 100% sure. But there is a cash limit, so you basically like milk that cash limit. Then when you hit that limit, you switch to a different card, right? Like Citi just has a card that came out today that will give you 5% on $500 a month, right? So basically, you're
like
just
free money.
So yeah, so you get 5% back. But why would you ever spend more than $500 a month on that one card?
Yeah.
Okay, like I'll take the 5%, then I'll use a different card. You really want to aim for like 2 to 3% return.
Yeah. So do you ever actually pay for flights, or is most of it
time, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What? How much do you think you save? Like half, or like do you have any idea of like how much the game of the point travel hacking actually saves you?
Tens of thousands of dollars a year. Because you got to think, like, I run all my personal and business spend through this.
Yeah.
But I have employees that have to fly places, right?
Oh, so you count that. Yeah.
So, I run a conference, right? So save money. I fly speakers on points. So, all this points goes to just saving on flights, not just my flights.
So when you do an event, you pay for the flights of all your speakers?
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Damn.
I wouldn't.
I guess I've done that. Yeah, never mind. That makes sense.
What's your worth?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was thinking, Cayman, like we did an event in Cayman and in Amsterdam, and yeah.
If somebody was like, we want you to fly, come to New York for an event, I'd be like, okay, buy my flight.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for that. Like, I don't live in, like, if I was in New York, all right, whatever. Like, I wouldn't charge, that kind of stuff. I wouldn't even roll it into my speaker fee. I'd just be like, whatever, I'm in town, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not flying places on my own dime. Fuck, pay me. So we pay for hotels.
Yeah.
So I, use points for all of that. So like a lot, like right now I have 400,000 Delta points, something ridiculous. By the time
Are those all rewards from flights?
Flights into credit card spend.
Oh, okay. So you spend the Delta credit card too. Okay.
Because I pay my freelancers on that.
Yeah.
Because I use that spend to get to, because all the major U.S. airlines require a sort of a spend. Like you have to spend. You can't just fly X. You have to fly X plus spend.
Yeah.
But Delta says, if you spend X money on our credit card, we'll waive that fee. So I spend, 100K on that. Plus it gives me Delta points.
Yeah.
Because I can't, remember, it's going back to maximizing points, right? I could do a cashback card and, get 1.5%, whatever, rather than just 1-to-1. But on all the Delta business cards, when you hit like certain spend levels, they give you added MQMs, which is like the status earning miles, right? Just as like a thank you for spending money on it.
Does that get you like business class upgrades, or is that just like the pre-boarding stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't fly enough. Like pre-COVID, I was flying like once or twice a month, but I don't know. How often were you flying at the height?
Once or twice a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
you think about it this way, right? You get a Delta card, and you're like, I want to hit platinum status, which is 75,000 MQMs plus 10K or something like that in spend.
Mm-hmm.
Who spends $10,000 on flights a year? I mean, I spend $10,000 on flights a year because I fly lots of people, but not just on Delta. Like that's my total year spent.
Right.
So you get the credit card, you bump 25K on that. Okay, that's take care of the spend. Now, if I can't spend or fly 75,000 miles a year, if I get one of these credit cards, they'll come with that MQM bonus. So on the business cards, I get 25,000 points. So to get platinum, I really only have to fly 50,000 miles a year now, because I'll get the 25 through the spend. They do the same thing on the personal cards too. So like if you're like cranking spending on cards, you can just get status really.
Yeah.
Without actually having to set foot in a plane.
Okay, I feel like I need to sit down and like study this shit. Do you have like in one of your books, do you talk about this stuff?
Yeah, if you go to resources.
Yeah.
And go to travel hacking. So.
Is this the Q suite? No, that's Lufthansa.
That's Lufthansa first. So here are my articles on travel hacking.
Yep.
And if you scroll down more, I'll send you a free guide.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so that's where somebody could start.
Yeah.
Are you an affiliate with all these credit cards?
I am, yes.
Nice. Do they pay pretty well?
They do. Oh.
Uh-oh, what happened? We got a broken... I wonder if this is like one of my ad blockers or something.
Might be. Scroll down more.
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely ad blocker.
So is this an affiliate link or...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, at least I can still click that one.
Yeah, so this card is not an affiliate.
Okay.
But yeah, because there's two cards I like but are not affiliates for.
What's your favorite one? The Chase Reserve?
Yeah. But right now, if you scroll down, this is a better one because the welcome offer is so big.
Oh shit! That's like $1,000 worth of points, right? $1,200 nominal value.
This card?
No, I don't have preferred.
You should get. You have the reserve.
I don't even know what I have. I know we spend a lot on two that I'm not going to say just because, you know, whatever, but
for a finance guy, you haven't really optimized the best.
Dude, we haven't. No, I mostly split it between two cards. So I'm definitely not optimizing. Amex Platinum, and then what's the other one? It's on here. Capital One.
Okay, both those cards suck.
Really? Fuck, dude.
the MX Platinum is a great card for the benefits. Like the miles accrual is not great. It's basically like 5x on flights.
Yeah.
And like 1x on everything, except if you spend like. Do you have a business version or the personal?
Personal for Amex.
Yeah. Then I think if the because I have the business one, but I think on the personal, I know it's 5x on flights.
Yeah.
And I think it's 1.5x if the purchase is over $5,000.
Yeah.
But most of it's 1x. This one, the venture, wherever it is, scroll, yeah. So you're getting 2x on every dollar spent because it's basically you're getting like 2% back, and they don't have great transfer partners and they don't have great perks.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's a simple, easy, like, whatever I just said, it's too complicated, fuck you. Like, it's a simple card. Like, if you just want something out of the box and not have to think about it, this is an okay card. But I think the Chase Sapphire Preferred is a better, just simple out of the box card.
Yeah, I feel like I need to optimize this. I need to definitely read your stuff because I spend a lot of money on these cards, and I thought I was getting a good deal, but like I didn't realize how deep you could actually optimize this.
Yeah, I mean,
hell yeah.
They have some decent travel partners that other people don't. The Venture one, but there's a great new card coming out called Bilt, Bilt. It's actually not out. You can't find it online yet.
Okay,
it comes out next week.
How'd you hear about this?
I know people.
Damn, all right.
So it's a new startup, and it will allow you to pay rent or your mortgage fee-free.
How do they do that?
They're basically going to eat the cost of the transaction fee in hopes that you use their other things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
So the idea is that they're going to work with landlords to sort of be like, hey, sorry about that burst pipe. Here's 1,000 Bilt points. So like basically like taking this apartment market and turning it into a reward system in a way, and then making up the fee in that way, through other perks.
Yeah.
But what's really good about that card, even if you only use we'll use it for rent. It's Bilt. Comes out June 22nd. One of their reward partners is American Airlines. Nobody has American Airlines as a transfer partner. You literally cannot get transfer points through American Airlines through any of these card companies. That is a major advantage.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to get it just for that.
Yeah.
I don't even fucking like American. But.
I mean, so let's talk about like U.S. airlines, because I feel like we suck.
Delta's the only good one.
Yeah. But even then, I'm like, there's not much variance between United, American, and Delta. Like, why are American Airlines so bad compared to Asia and Middle East?
Different clientele. I mean, Delta is good because you will never get on a Delta plane that doesn't have a TV in the back, right? They are not the cheapest, but they have said specifically, we're prioritizing the flying experience.
Okay.
So you get snacks. If you're in Comfort Plus, which is basically like, you know, Economy Plus, they call it Comfort Plus. You get free booze. And just, hey, have a drink.
Yeah.
Food. They are definitely more, we want the customer experience. American cares about on-time performance. D0. Like, that's the lingo for it. They will push back that plane on time because they want on-time departures, on-time arrival. And that's it. Their product, once they merged with U.S. Airways in like 2017, just sucks down.
Huh.
They're getting rid of, same with United. United's this new Polaris, like on the 787, their business class seats. They're great. But most people don't fly business class.
Yeah.
You know? I would fly American. Their LAX New York flight, they fly usually a 321T. Or sometimes they have a 777 with a premium first class, like a real first class. That's the best plane out there. Because that was when they really started, they cared about that.
Yeah.
Then they merged with U.S. Airways, and that management took over, and it sucked. United, just same thing. They're following American Airlines, taking out screens. So, like, yeah, American and United are cheaper than Delta, but Delta will have the best flying experience. I mean, I like Southwest. They're cheap.
Yeah, that's like, you know what though? Like Southwest, I find is a lot more expensive than the others on a lot of routes too. It's like a worse experience, but actually more expensive.
Not like a budget airline anymore.
Yeah,
you know? And even then, like, I don't mind flying like Frontier. Like, if you just pay for it, like, I'll pay for that like better seat. You know, like, fine.
Yeah,
Unbundle it and I'll just pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's not so bad. But I always see, like, if I bundle all that, is it still cheaper than Delta?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm flying Delta.
Yeah. Anytime I'm looking at one of the cheaper airlines, it's like you basically got to double the base fare at a minimum. Like, if it's a $70 flight, it's at least $150.
Yeah.
And you know it's gonna suck.
Because it's like, all right, well, it's $50 for a check bag, but you can just carry on for only $20. You're like, okay, now that's $20. Do you want to pick your seat before you board? Yes. Otherwise, you end up in the middle seat. Well, it's $30 more.
Yeah.
Well, do you want Wi-Fi? Okay. Well, do you want be more in the front of the plane? Because, you know, the seats in the front are like $30 versus $6 for like the back, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, bundle it all together, and it's more than the flight.
Have you ever flown Qatar Q Suite?
No, but I love Qatar itself.
Yeah.
But I haven't.
Are they? You think they're the best?
The Q Suite is probably the best business class out there. Singapore's new.
This thing looks so fucking cool.
Yeah, I know a lot of friends that have flown it, and I think they paid for it, which makes me jealous. It's an amazing.
I love how they kind of optimized for like groups, right? Like if you're a couple or if you're in a four group,
yeah,
like they kind of optimize it where you can like open it and have your own little space.
Yeah, so you can do like two together, or like you said,
yeah,
you can four it up.
I just got to find the routes. I think they go, they do a lot through Bangkok, and I think, is it Tokyo? Or in New York. Oh, okay.
They run Q suites through New York, Philly, Boston, and I think LA.
Yeah.
But this is definitely one of the better ones. Singapore Airlines new business class on their 787s is also just as nice as this.
I want to do on Singapore the longest flight in the world from JFK to Singapore nonstop. I think it's like fucking like 19 hours or something. Yeah. But it's so long that they don't even have, I think, regular economy. It's only premium economy and business.
Yeah.
Have you done that one?
So I haven't done that one, but I've done that hard product. The one that they have in there is their new business class.
Oh, okay.
That was really nice.
Really?
They in the shell, like the business class shell, they have a padding around it, so it sort of muffles the sound. So like when you're like lie flat and you're sleeping, you're sort of surrounded by the shell, which protects against the light, but the padding also protects against the noise.
Sick.
So it's not as loud.
Man, we sound bougie talking about like padded seats, and love it though.
Love it.
Yeah, ever since I went Trans-Pacific on business, I'm like, never again will I subject myself to that. All right, let's talk like travel and work. I know there's a lot of people in our community and just, friends that we have that are like, man, I want to travel more or travel full time. Like, do you have any lessons or wisdom that you can impart on people for making that a doable thing?
Yeah, my advice is just do it. Like, do it.
Just fucking set out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I would say that.
Hey, Neville's in the room. What's up, Nev?
What's up, former roomie? If you're going to travel and work, it's very hard. Time management becomes the most important thing. Don't try to juggle both balls. Like, travel, have a travel day where that's it, and then have a work day. Don't be like, oh, well, I'll wake up, I'll do some work, and then, I'll go sightsee. And, those half and half days, they never work out great. Because something will always take longer than you think. If like you're like, okay, from 8 to 12 I'll work, and then whatever. What if a meeting goes to 12:30? That throws everything off.
Yeah.
Or you get stuck commuting, on public transit. So like travel takes longer, or like just your day gets fucked up somehow. So I usually do like 3 days of like, this is me traveling, and then I'm like, today I'm only going to work. So like in the morning, I'll check my email, whatever, checking with the team on Slack, and then I'll just go out for the day.
Yeah.
Because that's my travel day. Because the worst thing is, if you're out traveling and you're thinking about work, you're not enjoying the moment. And then if you're working and you're like, fuck, I'm in Qatar, and I'm in Qatar, but I'm working. Why am I even here? So like, it's not a good mix. So you really want to, whatever schedule you find optimizes for yourself, you want to stick to. Whether it's, I'll do a whole week of worth of work, and then a whole week of travel. Whatever it is.
Yeah. I feel like I messed this up really bad in 2015 after the first Bitcoin bubble. Actually, I was like, okay, we need a vacation. And we traveled for almost a full year, and we literally did like an around the world thing, Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia, all that. And like the problem was I was trying to work at the same level and also travel, and it was like complete burnout. And I got to South Africa, and I'm like, I've got to change something because this is fucking terrible. Like,
I used to get panic attacks, straight up panic attacks.
Really? Like, in what situations?
Like, I just felt so overwhelmed. Like, it came to a head when I was in 2016 in Argentina. Like, I was just in Argentina, and I was like, okay, my friend's coming in. We're hiking in Patagonia. We were going to Chile to do the W, and then going over into Argentina, back into Argentina. and we can be offline. I was like, I have so much work to do, just and then, but I just never felt I was ready. And then these like
ready to like disconnect.
Yeah.
So it was the anxiety of being able to leave the work that caused the panic attack,
or and just like, but then I just felt so guilty. Like here I am in Mendoza. Yeah, I went there for a whole week. I was like, I haven't done anything except work in this apartment.
Yeah.
I'm in Mendoza, wine country. I love wine, steak. I'm nothing. My friend eventually came. And we did the day trip, and I just remember we were in this town. No, we didn't do it. We actually stayed overnight there, San Pedro. And these Argentinians guys that were like from Buenos Aires, who were on vacation. And they invited, like, come on, come drink. And I was like, I guess I walked on. My friend, she was on vacation, so she didn't care. He's like, did you come to Argentina to work or drink good wine? And I worked for a bit, and I realized he had a good point. So I went out, we ate pizza, we drank wine, so it's like 4 in the morning. It was great. Wonderful experience. We ended up doing a rafting trip with these guys. It was sort of like, yeah, like I have a problem. I don't have balance. And so it was really since then I realized like there's this idea of remote work. It seems so awesome. Yeah, I'm going to work remote. I'm going to be in Bangkok. I'm going to work. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to travel and work. And one will always suffer if you don't have that balance. And the only way to get that balance is to be fully invested in each one at the same time. If you want to go to work from Bangkok, spend a month in Bangkok and be like, this is a sightseeing day and this is the work day. That way you're fully invested and you have the time for everything.
Yeah.
But like, constant travel, like constant movement plus work equals mental breakdowns.
Yeah. We had a friend meet us in, I think she flew into London, and she was trying to do the whole American, like, I got to see all of Europe in 3 weeks kind of thing. And so we were like, all right, we're going to do London, Paris, Rome, Cinque Terre, Florence. We're going to do
already exhausted.
Yeah. It was absolute hell. Like every single day was basically a travel day, meaning a movement day. Like I kind of write those days off now, where it's like the days where you're actually going somewhere in transit. That's not even like a day where you can plan anything, right?
Yeah.
So
anyone who's like, well, I'll ride on the plane. Okay, yeah, maybe I read for like an hour, but like it's not a good work setting.
Yeah.
I mean, I just did the same thing where I was driving around the country. You gotta wake up. All right, I'm going from Salt Lake City to Boise. 6 hours. 7 because I like to stop and like take my time and not speed. Okay, so I wake up at 7. I check my email, whatever. Like I get in at 4. I'm fucking tired. I just drove all day. Like I want to take a shower. I want to like relax. Now it's 6 o'clock. Now you're like, well, it's dinner time. Like, yeah, you lose that day. And so like, I'm so behind from my road trip because I was just driving all the time. I'm like, I never do a major project when I have to travel. So I can write and check email and do social, but it's for like, oh, we have a new site redesign. Will not do that while I travel.
Yeah.
Because it will take me, you'll like send me the info and like 3 weeks later I'll get back to you.
Yeah. It's smart, man. You got to choose. One thing that's funny though is like, I'm kind of like beholden to the markets, right? Like if the market's moving, I get probably like a good like 20 days out of the year where there's actually something to do in the markets where it's like you can make a shit ton of money right now or lose a lot of money. So you got to take action. So that's the challenge for me is like just being on the road. I find myself like checking prices and it's hard to separate that.
I mean, if shit's moving, you have to be like, hey, we can't travel. Like I had to be like online.
Yeah.
Right. But what if on that day you had pre-booked a safari and that was the day you're leaving? You can cancel the safari.
Yeah. It's a trade-off.
You booked a flight. You booked a flight. You're like, oh yeah, whatever. Like we're gonna fly.
Yeah.
and then suddenly China bans crypto. You know,
for the 18th time.
Yeah, for the 18th time, and the price is dropping. Like you have to be around for that shit, right?
Yeah.
You know? So, it's definitely tough. You know, most day traders I know are traders who are market. I mean, they're basically day traders, right?
Yeah.
They will go to a place for a month and then they'll work market hours, and then on non-market hours they'll sightsee.
Yeah.
So they basically, what would take me a week, because that's it, they'll take a month because they only have rid of the weekends.
Right. There was a comment. Mary said, "I agree. Staying 30 days at a time per city is ideal for work and exploring. I try to do at least 30." Yeah, that makes sense, right? It's like once you have time to like settle in, and you're not just go all the time. Yeah. Those are the ones I enjoy. That's why I love like big cities like Bangkok or even like Cape Town or places where you can have a home base and then go explore and then come back and be productive.
I mean, routine is, you know, the optimization of your like productivity, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I love routine. Like, it's not boring. Like having like this is what I do in the day. Like, I know, like I get everything done.
Yeah.
A routine is when you get everything done.
So you had a routine here in Austin, but you're leaving Austin, right? You're not coming back? Or do you not know?
Come back. I mean, this is my home.
So you still consider Austin home?
Yeah. I can't leave you.
Thanks. Well, I didn't tell you this yet, but we're leaving.
Fuck you.
We're fucking out of here, dude. The Californians are driving us out.
Yeah, they really are.
I mean, it's getting pretty ridiculous.
It's amazing. When did you move into Austin?
09.
Okay, so you're more OG than I am. I came in 13, but I didn't get my first apartment until 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Even now, I feel like the city is too changed, you know. For me, you know?
And I try to avoid that, right? Like, I don't want to be that guy, like, oh, the city is not what it used to be.
Back in my day,
yeah. But it's true. I mean, look, like, right now we have the flood of people that are coming because they heard that Austin was cool, but they're not coming here for the right reasons, I feel like. And you definitely see that, you know?
I mean, I think one of the biggest problems with Austin is it's a big city trying to be a small town, you know, and there's 1 million+ people in Austin, probably even more. I mean, because I know it was 1 million pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So probably hundreds of thousands of more people. We have no public transportation. You know, our infrastructure is not a city of 1 million. Boston, Massachusetts, it's 1 million people. They have a subway system.
Yeah.
There's a dedicated bus system. There's commuter rails. I mean, the best part about COVID was the fact that you can actually drive places. 35 was like, oh, look, no traffic. Now there's an hour a day when 35 is not bumper to bumper to bumper.
Yeah. And thankfully, I mean, we haven't felt that because we live in the best part of downtown and like we don't really have to go anywhere. But for a commuter, it's like, what the hell do you do? I don't know.
Yeah. You know, and then prices. We were just talking about prices. You know, I paid $2,400 a month for my 2-bedroom, 1,100 square feet. It was bougie, didn't care. I had friends visit. Then COVID happened. But even when you add, you got to pay for parking. And all these complexes, you got to pay for parking. Well, then they have all their fucking stupid fees. Then you got the internet and cable, you know, and the electricity. Suddenly, $2,400 is $2,800. And now, because of COVID, my base, you know, we just talked about this, is $3,000.
Yeah.
Based on, you know, what your lease length is, right? So it could even be more than that, right? Or maybe if you get like the unit with the better view. That's insane amounts of money for like, you know, when Neville and I lived together, that was what we paid for a downtown 2-bedroom to, you know, even that was a lot. And I think it went up to like 47. We're like, we're out of here.
Yeah. And then I look at cities like KL or Bangkok or places like that where you can get a dope spot for like 1/3 the price of even your average U.S. city now.
Yeah, I mean, the coastals are ruining. But it's not. I don't want to put it on them. You know, there is. We don't have enough housing stock for, because COVID made people be like, well, maybe we don't want apartments, we want like a house. We just don't have enough houses.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just exacerbated a problem that has existed, but also like Austin just doesn't have the infrastructure for 1 million people.
Yeah.
Like, we have that one fucking stupid tram line that like goes from the convention center to the Domain, like, you know, loops back, takes 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Same amount of the car.
Okay, so we're all leaving Austin. Where is a city that is outside of the U.S. that you would make home if you had to?
If I had to?
Yeah, like you can't live in the U.S. anymore. Where would you go?
I mean, I would say Vancouver.
Really? Talking about housing prices. Holy shit.
I would say Paris. I love Paris.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just thinking about like, or London, Bangkok. But I'm also thinking like, I like land. Part of the reason I lived here is because there's space. You know, like Paris, you're on top of people, right? You have a shoebox apartment. Vancouver, at least like you're close to the mountains.
Right. You can get over to Whistler really quick.
You know, there's space.
Yeah.
So I guess if I didn't say that, maybe like Wellington, New Zealand. Melbourne.
There you go. Okay. Melbourne's a cool city, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be an English speaking country only because it's just hard to move to non-English speaking countries as like a permanent, like you're telling me I can only live there for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
yeah. That's a big decision.
Where would my parents visit, right?
Right.
If I had to, like, my parents had to come live with me, they're not moving to France, you know. They're not going to learn French. Like, I would learn French, but my parents aren't.
All right, so let's do this. I had a couple people ask, like, a lot of people have heard interviews and like read your stuff that you've done in the past. Let's talk about like epic experiences. What is the most scary or dangerous thing that you've gotten into in your travels?
I got stabbed in Colombia.
That sucks.
Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
So in Colombia, they have this phrase called no dar papaya, which is basically don't give papaya, which is, an idiom for like, don't give anything sweet. Like, don't have something that people will want. And so like,
don't be flashy or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So plus petty theft is really rife in Colombia.
Yeah.
So when I was there, I never had my phone out. Wouldn't even listen to music in public. I mean, I don't have a watch or anything fancy in general. No money, one credit card, But toward the end of the month I was there, I was getting comfortable.
Oh.
So
was this in Medellin or?
This was in Bogota. So like during the day I was fine, but like at sunset I was like nothing comes out. But I was in Bogota. I was texting a friend just like a little bit before sunset, and I just like forgot. And I went out and someone tried to take my phone, and there was a tussle. Mostly because like he was dumb. Like I'm doing this. If he had grabbed it and just ran straight, I mean, he's got forward momentum. But he went backwards.
Oh, he came up and grabbed it and tried to go the other way.
So like your natural reaction when you do this is to tighten up.
Yeah.
Like if I was like, we hold our phone like this, like you just move it. Because of this, I tighten up. It's like if someone stole a purse, right?
Right.
Purse snatchers, they run and they keep going. They don't go backwards because you lose that form of momentum.
Stupid thief.
Yeah. So he did that. So I grabbed my phone and we were tussling about it. And when I thought he was punching me, it was actually cutting me with stabbing me with a box cutter.
Oh my God, man.
So yeah, I have like a bunch of scars on my shoulder and back.
So he was hitting back here on your back?
Yeah. And so I was like, help, help, help. And he ran off, and, they actually caught him because there's security everywhere. People like, oh. I was like, I'm fine. Just
you didn't know you were stabbed, or?
No, I mean, it's just felt like, I was sore.
Yeah.
You have so much adrenaline running through your body. It's definitely fight or flight, I thought it was fine. But someone was like, no, sit. So I sat. I was like, all right, I'll take the jacket off. I have blood just running down my arm. I literally, and this is not a lie, because it's so ingrained in my mind that this happened. I was like, I can't believe this happened. There's this older lady who goes, ah, Dios mío. And I was like,
Ay, Dios mío.
I was like, it's from a movie. Oh, yeah. By the way, I've just been stabbed. And I was like, fuck. I've been stabbed. Just covered in blood. He ruined my favorite jacket, which sucked. And I remember, I had to call my parents to be like, okay, don't freak out because I'm alive, because I'm calling you. But
yeah,
I've been knifed in Colombia. I'll be home tomorrow. Because all my doctors are in Boston. Well, they were at the time. So I didn't trust this public hospital I went to. So I was like, I want to go to Boston.
Yeah.
I'm used to working in healthcare. So I have a sense of all right, here are the basics that need to be done. Yeah, my parents were freaked the fuck out.
Of course. Dude, I think the back of your shoulder is probably, if you're going to get stabbed a bunch of times, one of the better places to have it. No arteries back there. No. Okay. He could have easily gotten here.
I have a stab wound right here.
You got right here?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which is not a good place to get jabbed.
Yeah.
It was so if it was, most of them are around here, but we were moving. So I have one near my spine too. I think if it was a longer knife in the beginning, when he nothing.
It broke off.
Well, nothing broke muscle. It wasn't big enough where he went past muscle tissue.
Okay, because it was a box cutter that probably came out.
I think so, right?
Okay.
Because if it was a fucking real knife and he did this, it would have gone through the bone, right?
Right.
I would have been like, oh fuck, right?
Yeah.
But because it just felt like he was punching me because he was doing this, right? And so because it never went past the muscle, I just assumed that muscle soreness was a punch.
Oh, gotcha.
But if he took a big knife and went through your arm, it get into the bone, right? And then you would really fucking feel it.
Yeah.
So I think because of that, I always thought it was a punch. And so thank God. But yeah, it also explains why I remember this vivid look on his face, he was shocked that I was fighting back. And that makes more sense when you realize he's cutting me with a small knife, wondering why I'm not recoiling, losing the grip on the phone, and then he gets
this guy's a psychopath.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't die, brother.
Well, there was one near the one near my spine, and then I have one right here.
Yeah.
Because if you get a long knife here, you'll puncture your lung, right? And so they were worried about a lung puncture, but no, that's fine.
Have you ever been extorted by the military or police or anything like that?
Nope.
No. I seem to have bad run-ins with that.
At least you haven't been stabbed.
Yeah. No, never been stabbed. Been detained a few times.
I've been detained.
In the early days of drones, I accidentally flew my drone over the president of Panama's house.
Oh, yeah, that was.
And then guys run. We didn't even know it was on that. The little what's the old town in Panama City?
Costco Viejo.
Yep. And we walked into this gate and we didn't know it was a military base. Mm-hmm. And we're just flying, and then we flew our drone out. This was 2016. When drones were brand new, and they legit thought we were spies or some shit, and dudes with M16s or whatever rolled up, and they're like, you guys come with us. And that was a very strange experience. So I was like, all right, I guess I'm not going to take my drone anywhere after that.
You got to be careful with it.
Yeah.
I was been pulled aside in Macau. It's really funny. I was the only white guy on the plane because it's Thailand, Bangkok, Macau, so it's all gamblers. So I get off and they're like, "Come with me." I was like, "Who the fuck are you guys?" And they're like, "The police." And I was like, "All right." So I just wanted to inspect my bag, and they were just actually because I was the only white person. You know, I'm young. I gotta get a backpack. You know.
Did they think you were like a drug smuggler or something?
Yeah, they could have been.
Yeah.
But, so they searched all my stuff. But they're like, "Why are you in Macau?" And I was explaining to them what I did. And then they just wanted to know about this idea of like quitting your job to travel. They were so confused by
They
it.
became a fan.
They were just
That's
like,
funny.
"Wait, you work online?" I was like, "Yes, I have a blog." I mean, this is like 2000. When was that in Macau? Like 2011. I always forget I was there. And they were just like shocked by this. They like stopped looking at my stuff, and they were just because it's like in that culture, it's just you don't do that. You know, like it was like you went to school to get a degree, and then you quit that to like travel. What about like your parents and your family? Like they were just blown away by it. And we're like, okay, well, enjoy Macau. Like, where are you going after? Like, Hong Kong? Like, all right, have fun.
Will you go back to Hong Kong?
I love Hong Kong. But
Even post what's happening?
I like to go back to see it, but it will never be the same.
Yeah.
Hong Kong is dead.
It's been sad to see how they've descended into what it's become over the past year.
Yeah, Hong Kong doesn't, like, everyone's leaving. You know, it was the cultural melting pot between East and West for business.
Yeah.
But now with Hong Kong, with China really cracking down, all that's going to Singapore.
Yeah.
And Kuala Lumpur, actually. But yeah, the food, like when it reopens up, you'll get the food and you'll get the booze, but there's still all the sights. The vibe of Hong Kong will never, it's gone.
Yeah. It's sad, man. They've known democracy and they've known freedom, and it's like, it's literally fucking getting ripped out of their hands right now. It's the saddest thing I've seen.
Yeah.
And then Myanmar, what's happening over there. Yeah. That's where Bitcoin has actually helped a lot of people.
It'll be interesting what happens because, Myanmar, was free, and then they were under the junta. And then they were free, and now they're back in the junta. Like, what will happen? Like, because a lot of those military guys are real old. So, I mean, I'm not hopeful in the short term, but
yeah. Cool. So, all right, we talked about your scariest experience. Where have you had the best experiences? Like, for somebody who hasn't really traveled a whole lot, where would you say to go?
New Zealand is wonderful.
That's at the top of my list. I've never been.
Someone who hasn't traveled a lot, Europe is easy. You can have great experiences there, and it's really easy to get around.
Yeah.
Australia, too. Thailand is super easy to get around. Japan is unique, and lots of signs are in English. So, yeah.
Where have you not been that's at the top of your list?
Mongolia.
Oh.
Definitely Mongolia. Bhutan, Nepal, Brazil. I'd like to go to Russia.
Never been to Russia?
Nope.
Bhutan's cool. I did a trek there.
I've only been to 100 countries.
Yeah. I thought I had crossed the 100, and then I counted it, and I was like, oh, no, I have not. So I need a couple more.
How many you got?
96, I think.
Yeah,
depends on if you count one, but yeah.
Not like 103, 104. I really don't keep track.
Yeah.
I counted a while ago, and I'm like, oh, I've been to enough countries since then where I know I'm over 100, but
yeah,
I don't keep track.
Bhutan is super cool. That was a unique experience because when I went, it was like 10 years ago, and you had to get permission and like go with a group and all that.
Still the same.
It's the same. Yeah.
You have to go on a tour.
Yeah. So now that you're 40, dude, I can't believe that. You're the youngest looking 40-year-old I've ever met.
Thank you.
What do you have planned for the next 10 years? What does Nomadic Matt look like? What is your travel life? What are you going to do? Are you going to settle down and have kids and do that whole thing? Or are you going to keep going?
The site will go more toward events and community, less about me, more about just promoting travel in general. Like less like, here's my blog, and more about like, here's events, meet other travelers, do lots of that. Personal life, I mean, yeah, be nice to find a partner in this life. If not, that's life, you know. Life unfolds the way it should.
Hell yeah.
It is what it is.
Cheers to that, man.
You know?
It's weird. So we're leaving Austin. I guess, yeah, a lot of our buddies are tied here because they just bought houses, but...
Yeah, you're not going to leave permanently, are you?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because it's just a cost?
No, not that. I mean, so for me, I want land. I want land. I want space. You know, we've done the downtown thing for a long time, and so I've got something under contract in South Texas.
Okay.
Big ranch. Looking at stuff in the Northwest, like where it rains a lot. Access to water, because who knows what's going to happen with the weather over the next decade here.
What about something like Bastrop? Northwest, you mean like
Pacific
Oregon?
Northwest?
Okay.
Yeah. Somewhere out in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, I want like a few thousand acres where it rains a lot.
Okay.
And then just build a compound out there. Have a ranch here in Texas, easily accessible maybe to like San Antonio or something where there's still an airport. Where I can get to Austin, but I don't think I want to live here anymore.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. I don't know. What about you? Are you coming back?
Hell yeah. I want land. I'll go east. I don't want I don't need a ranch. I just want a house. I want enough space to have a garden.
Okay.
That's my big goal. Maybe a ranch later on.
Yeah.
Tennessee?
No state income in Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
There we go. I've never paid. I've only lived in like Florida and Texas, so.
So like outside Nashville, like Franklin, Tennessee, you get a lot of good land pretty inexpensively.
Yeah.
It rains. They have seasons.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, here it's like it's either 100 degrees or snowpocalypse and the fucking power grid goes down.
Hey, ERCOT is like, please turn your temperature down. We can't even do the heat now.
Yeah.
So,
listen, if we lose power in the summer here, a lot of people are going to die.
yeah.
That's going to be a weird situation. Hopefully Texas gets their knock on wood.
No, they just want to do performative shit. I mean, they passed a bill to weatherize optional, like bare minimum kind of shit.
Yeah.
And then, Abbott's like, if the federal government's not going to build a wall, the state will build the wall. I'm like, thank God I don't pay taxes. Well, we pay sales tax, but it's like, that's not where I want my money to go.
Yeah.
First of all, it's illegal because the Fed government controls that kind of stuff. But like, second, that's performative. It's like, fix the grid. I don't care about the border wall. I care about my AC when it's 120 degrees.
So
how about make a train in the state?
Yeah, we definitely have our issues, but I'm just glad that we have what feels like more freedoms in Texas.
It's because we live in Austin.
Yeah.
We don't notice anything because we get the best of both worlds. We get no regulation from the state, but we get like chill people and the blue dot that is Austin. So like,
there's some balance.
We get cool stuff and no taxes.
Yeah.
You know? And then like a decent quality of life. Because it's Austin.
Yeah. Well, we've had a good run here. It's been
I'm kind of drunk.
Yeah?
Go
You feeling good?
I gotta go to dinner at 6:30, man.
Let's celebrate your 40th, man. Guys, thanks for joining us today. I know this channel is usually focused on crypto and investing but travels
to the moon.
Buy
GameStop.
Kevin, the guy on the ones and twos back there, is a GameStop whale.
What'd you buy at, Kevin?
Originally, $336.
He's coming back. He's coming back.
I was just at 300 again recently.
Yeah, we're trying to get him to go heavier into crypto, but Listen,
I would want AMC. I mean, I don't think AMC is worth, the 50, $60 a share it is now. Maybe even 40. It's so volatile. But when it was like $1, yeah, people are going to go see the movies. Like,
yeah, I don't know, man. Movies in Asia, like movie theaters in Asia, are way more vibrant than here, right?
Right, but people, like, the business model is not dead. I watched, like, first run, like, watching Wonder Woman 84, terrible movie. But, like, it's not the same as watching it on your TV. It's like, all right, let's go to the theater. Let's get, like, the theater experience, I don't think is dead. But I also don't see AMC as a $60 share stock.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to do dramatically different things. I don't know. Travis and Nikki have, they do the stock side. All I know is we got to get you more Bitcoin and get your cost basis down.
All right, give me some Bitcoin.
All right.
Can I have one Bitcoin, please?
Just one? That's all you need? Yeah, man.
I'm a cheap date. If you gave me one Bitcoin, I promise not to sell it ever.
That's if we were talking in like 2015, that'd be no problem.
Yeah, because it was like $300.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember when it hit 1,000, everyone was like, "Oh, Bitcoin," and then it like dropped to 100, and people were like, "Oh, that was a bubble." But yeah, like I wish I bought Bitcoin at 100.
Everybody does now. It's been through 4 bubbles, and each time the base of the crash is higher. So my thing is like,
I owned Ethereum at one point.
Would you sell it?
Yeah, I bought it at 700, and I think I needed the money, like bad, for a thing, like a work thing, and I sold it at like 600. But then like I stopped following it, and then like when COVID hit, it went down to 80. And I was like, fuck, I definitely would have bought like 1,000 Bitcoin, like Ethereums.
Yeah.
Like,
look, man, crypto is the best thing to trade. You just have to do the opposite. Like right now, so today, fucking Kim Kardashian got paid to promote an Ethereum scam fork. So basically a copy of Ethereum. She got paid a lot of money to promote this shit. That's how you know things are too high. Yeah. But when people are like literally just crying about the price and saying it's dead, that's when you buy.
Yeah, like during that first bubble when it was like 10, 12,000.
Yeah.
Like my mom was driving to the airport after I was visiting her, and she's like, should we put some of our money in Bitcoin? And I was like, no. But also the fact that my 72-year-old mother is asking me about Bitcoin, I was like, that's a bubble. That's like when Joe Kennedy was like, when the shoe shine boy, is like giving you stock tips, that's when you get out. Yeah. My 17-year-old mother was like, yeah, should we do Bitcoin? I was like, no.
Yeah. The best time to buy for me is when friends and family are calling me going, are you okay? Bitcoin's dead. Are you okay? I'm like, actually, hang on. Let me buy,
I mean,
it's wild.
You can buy such fractional rates.
Yeah.
Again, talking before, like I always liked Ethereum better than Bitcoin because you're buying that technology more than you are buying like a digital gold. But I don't see Bitcoin as like a currency the way crypto evangelists do.
Have you heard of the Lightning Network?
Have you heard of people liking money?
Yeah.
That they can hold in their hand.
Wait, you're talking about like bills?
Yes.
I mean, that shit's going to be gone in 10 years. Completely gone. Paper money is going to be a thing of the past.
Explain that to old people who...
Well, they're going to be dead, so... look, our generation and lower, they know Venmo, PayPal, Bitcoin, right? Just like paper money is going to be a thing of the past.
Money has value because we say it has value.
Exactly.
Right?
It's a social construct. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I cannot pay, like, even if we go to all digital, like the way, I mean, Sweden does like most of their stuff on like credit cards and stuff like that. They actually have like too low of like, they just don't have enough money in circulation because nobody uses it. That said, though, legal tender is what the government says is legal tender.
Yeah. And you saw what happened in El Salvador?
Yeah. Oh, great. El Salvador. I mean, look at the swings that and Bitcoin went up because of it, right?
Not really. The reaction was kind of muted, but okay.
But like China's like, you can't use this, and it's like boom, crash, right? Then it's like, well, we changed our mind.
Well, China banned it in 16 or 17 when it was at 1,000, and it got volatile, and then it went to 20,000. So people realize it doesn't fucking matter what China does anymore.
Right. But fine, it can be digital gold, whatever. But as a transactional, like I'm going to the coffee shop and paying in Bitcoin, you pay in the currency of your country. So until the United States of America says this is legal tender, it's an investment vehicle. I can't go buy my Starbucks with GE stock, right?
Of course not. But with the Lightning Network, you're going to be able to do that. And that's what I love about the crypto space in general is all the competition, the innovation, and the speed at which money is changing in people's minds. Paper bills and the dollar.
I think
done.
The blockchain will revolutionize all online transactions in a way that will, from our bills to our how we pay for things to mortgages to an agreement for me to speak at your event. But as like a lot of people are like, oh, Bitcoin is going to be the currency of the future, not unless the government says it is.
And they're starting to adopt it, but there's going to be a fight in the larger economies. They're going to push their central bank digital currencies, and then people are going to realize, this is my prediction, I could be wrong, but this is my prediction. Central bank digital currencies are coming, right? China's pushing theirs. The U.S. is maybe going to do theirs.
India mentioned something.
Yeah. Ultimately, people are going to wise up and go, what is money, really, right? And the verifiably scarce nature of Bitcoin is what gives it true value. And central bank digital currencies are just fucking fake. It's just ledgers that these governments make up.
Okay,
so
that's fine.
Those will fail.
Digital gold. What is gold? It's scarce. I mean, I read a thing that said if you took all the gold that was ever
mined. More whiskey? Hell yeah, let's keep this going.
Ever mined.
We're getting to the good stuff.
It would fill a football field. Think about that. All the gold in the world fills a football field. That is crazy to me because I think there's tons of gold, but there's not, right?
On Earth. Have you heard of asteroid mining?
Yes. Have you heard of black holes?
Yes.
Things are crazy. Talk to me in 500 years. If we're alive by then.
Yeah.
But
that's the point, Michael. Somebody said you guys are sauced. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the point. Is we get in here and eventually we get to the good stuff.
As someone who has listened to Bitcoin evangelists for way too long, blockchain technology is amazing. Bitcoin could be the digital gold of the future. Maybe not, a store of value.
Yeah.
But, everyone thought AOL would be was the next best thing.
Right. That's why I'm so jazzed about this, though, is like, at the end of the day, I don't know what's going to happen. I have my convictions and my beliefs, but I just think it's a cool time to be alive. Right. Because, fiat currencies haven't been around that long, like a few generations, and so everybody accepts that like dollars and government controlled currency is money, but it's really not. If you look at the history of humanity, it's like gold takes the lion's share. Then you're going to have this small period of fiat, and then you're going to have what comes next. I'm betting that what comes next is Bitcoin or a derivative of that.
I think what comes next is a blockchain derivative. Again, I will go back to the fact that like when the internet came to be, the internet wasn't going anywhere. It was only going to get bigger. But there was a better Netscape. There was a better AOL, right?
Right.
Like, those went away, but the internet didn't go away. So, like, I don't see blockchain going away. If anything, the whole NFT bubble just shows you, like blockchain tech is starting to get used for different things.
Yeah.
And even if it's a bubble and like people are, buying memes for like fucking $500,000. Yeah. But again, what are they running on? It's a blockchain. It's a ledger of ownership.
Sure.
Right.
But the thing that makes a blockchain valuable is the economics behind it.
Yeah.
Right. Like the whole like Bitcoin versus like I love blockchain, but fuck Bitcoin. Like that doesn't make any sense because it's the economics of Bitcoin that make Bitcoin's blockchain valuable.
Right.
You
know? We were just talking about, banking fees, right? The blockchain is going to lower that, right? I'm just saying that the way people talk about Bitcoin as like it's going to be forever, I don't think it's fungible enough to say that with confidence. Maybe it is. Maybe we will always have Bitcoin, and that will be the digital gold for, well into our lives and, generations hence.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think people are often talk about it in a way that they're so this is it. This is the next.
Yeah,
like,
it's very tribal. Yeah,
yeah.
And I agree with you about the fungibility. That is a problem, and that's why, I do like Monero and like Zcash at some level. Like privacy coins do have an edge on Bitcoin in that.
Like we don't pay for Starbucks with gold or silver,
right?
But we recognize them as a store of value.
Yeah.
Okay. This whole idea of like you're going to pay with things in Bitcoin because it's so transactional. It's like, maybe if the government allows it, but if we also allow it, so like maybe, but doubtful. But it doesn't mean Bitcoin can't be a store of value. But so many people in the crypto world are like Bitcoin or bust, and you're like, I think you're like a little too hyped up on that.
It makes sense though, right? Because money as a social construct is one of, if not the most important things in our lives outside of health. You know, mental health, physical health. You could even say religion if you're religious. But what you view as money and what you use to sustain your life is like a very emotional thing. And that's why I think the crypto community is so tribal, and like people will fight intra Bitcoin community, intra Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then whatever. But at the end of the day, it's just like if you're in the space and you're educating yourself, you're on the right side of history, I feel like.
Yeah, I agree with you to an extent that this tech will be the future. I don't like it's how it's so tribal. And I also think that, money, we agree money has value. I mean, we basically use credit cards the whole time, right? I mean, that is like just numbers on the screen.
Yeah.
I spent $10, but I didn't really spend 10. I spent 10 on a card that Chase says is worth this, that gets settled between banks.
Yeah.
No actual, like, nothing physical has changed. It was just numbers on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be the future. We're all going to just cash. Like, who uses coins? Whenever I get a coin, I'm like, where's the homeless person? Like, I'll give them the coins. Nobody uses coins. Physical cash is less and less. But we have said that number 10 on your credit card statement equals this cash, which equals value of money, of wealth,
right,
that we have agreed as a country has a value. There's a 1, 2, like, it's equal, right?
Well, but haven't a lot of cards and rewards programs been criticized because they've devalued their points, right?
I'm not talking about points. I'm talking about just real money.
I'm talking about the USD value of that.
Yeah.
But it's like if you're doing it for the points.
I'm not talking about points. Again, I'm just saying Starbucks says it's $3 for a tea.
Yeah.
I pay on a card. There's no dollars actually exchanged. I just said, here's a credit. It's called a credit debit system. And those, I say I'm gonna give you $500 and I pay you on PayPal. Again, no dollars were exchanged. My bank just said value of like, here's $500, quote unquote, and you accept it, and it's all backed by this imaginary credit of like, well, this number I've traded you is equal to dollars that could be exchanged for dollars.
Yeah.
Which could then be exchanged from the government, is backed by the government on gold and silver in theory, you know, in a small percentage, but is the legal tender. So, you know, it will earn interest rate, you know. It's all like, we all just agree this thing is a thing.
So, and that's where I'm like, okay, if we agree this is all going digital, what do you put your faith in, right? Like, this is where money as a social construct really plays in. It's like, do you trust a government and a Fed and like the whole system, or do you trust something that's math-based with a verifiably finite supply?
Well, what's the difference between, let's say the U.S. government wakes up tomorrow and says, the only legal tender in America is Dogecoin or Dogcoin, however you say it, right?
Yeah.
Everything is Dogecoin. What would happen to money? Because we're talking about...
You're talking about U.S. currency?
We're talking about money. What is transactionable money that I give you for a product, you know, or you give me for a product that is, I can then give somebody else, or I can say this is part of my wealth. If the U.S. tomorrow says Dogecoin is the only legal tender in America, what would happen? We'd all go trade our dollars for Dogecoin. Dogecoin would spike. There'd be huge inflation. Gold and silver would drop, like, because like
drop compared to dollars.
Yeah,
it would actually go up compared to dollars probably, because the dollar would get devalued. The dollar, the DXY
right.
would go down. That's the thing,
inverse.
and that's where this is the most interesting shit, right? Is like, yeah, if a government does make Bitcoin or Ethereum or Dogecoin legal tender, what happens? And that's why I think it's actually a good thing that these experiments are happening with smaller economies that, by the way, are pegged to the dollar. El Salvador uses the dollar, and now they're introducing Bitcoin. I think it's such a unique experiment and interesting to see, A, what is the adoption of Bitcoin over the next year, and B, what is the implications for dollar priced goods and services in El Salvador, right? Like, this is actually, in my opinion, a best case scenario.
Sorry, my mom texted me.
Uh-oh, everything all right?
Yeah, apparently there's a raccoon in their place. I don't know what that. She's like, we have a raccoon. I was like, in the house?
Just pull the gun out.
They live in Massachusetts. I don't have guns. Yeah, I mean, I just think, like, you know, there are these experiments with El Salvador and all that stuff, but like, I still think it's like the early days of the internet.
Yeah.
The blockchain technology is here for us to stay in some form. It's just too good, too efficient. But these altcoin, well, you know, Dogecoin, where's there like a cum rockets now or something like that?
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Like,
every bubble, this shit happens, by the way.
Yeah.
It's been happening since 2013.
So it's just sort of like, I am long on blockchain. I am unsure about every coin that exists now.
Right. So let me, if I can make a suggestion of how you can reframe that belief. I understand that blockchain technology is good in these ways, but the economics of whatever coin that's attached to the blockchain matters, right? Because, like, you know, for 5 years, like, a lot of the VCs were saying blockchain, not Bitcoin, right? But it's like, Bitcoin's economics are actually fucking awesome. Like, the verifiably scarce part of it, the fundamentals behind it, the on-chain metrics, whatever. So as you continue in this space and as I indoctrinate you into our Bitcoin cult, you know.
If you give me a Bitcoin, I'll do whatever you say.
Wait, you mean I can buy your integrity with one Bitcoin?
With one Bitcoin.
That's all it takes? Hey, man, that's a done deal right there. As long as every third post.
We're gonna look up on bread because he got me on this thing called bread.
The bread wallet, yeah. Look, as long as every third post on your
Bitcoin went up to 40,000 now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Buckle up. The price volatility is out of this world.
Yo, the point.
That's why you got to learn to trade. I got to teach you how to trade.
7 BTC you given me is now at $68.
Nice.
It was at 100.
You know,
she gave it to me at the peak.
You're a 2-digit Bitcoin holder.
Yo, I'd buy more Ethereum. Like Ethereum's great. I
own Ethereum too.
Yeah. I'm into.
Let's see what comments we got. Benjamin was saying TLDR, credit cards are centralized stable coins. That's a good way to put it. Except when they devalue or take away your points. Like I've talked to people that somehow got like 1 million or more points and then their points expired or whatever, right? Like that's not good.
Points don't expire anymore.
Oh, they got rid of that?
Points don't expire.
But they do devalue them, right? Yeah. They have that ability.
They're currency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that you said currency and not money, because money, real money, you can't inflate at the whim. And that's why the US dollar is arguably not money, because some guy can press a button and make 5 trillion of it, like we saw in the past year.
It has value because look at that card. It's not up there anymore, but you get that 100,000 Chase card, right? Well, they need 100,000 point bonus. The preferred has 100,000.
Yeah, but people are paying for that.
I mean, anyone who uses a debit card is paying for people who use credit cards.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you dumb if you don't use a credit card. Because, if you're paying with a debit card, that cost to the bank gets passed somewhere, and it gets passed on those transaction fees, which I don't pay for because I'm getting all these points.
Right.
But these points cost money.
But you're paying as a merchant,
Yeah. But so, yeah, as a merchant selling books, yeah, I pay, right? But as a consumer, they buy these points. This is like Jamie Dimon, when this card came out, they lost $200 million. And he goes, I wish we lost $400 million. Because, yeah, they're giving you away. But over the lifetime value of the transaction fees, every time you swipe that card, they're going to make billions of dollars.
So you're talking about they lost a few $100 million on the upfront points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're going to get it. Well, so they got to get that money back. So they need people to swipe. Well, that's why the interest rates are so high. Because some sucker is going to default on there, right?
100%. I mean, it's a gambling business.
Credit card companies assume the worst people, they know, they don't assume. You're considered a deadbeat. If you pay your card in full every month to a credit card company, you're a deadbeat. They don't make money off you. They'll make money off their transaction fee, but that's just subsidizing something else.
Yeah, yeah.
So they want people who use debit cards or don't pay off their balance in full.
Wait, why do they want people that use debit cards?
Because you ever look at your debit card?
I never use it.
It has a Visa or MasterCard logo on it, right?
Right.
There's a transaction fee involved.
Oh, okay. So but I feel like they would lean into the people that are paying the 17 to 24%, right?
They definitely do, right?
Yeah.
But again, in credit card companies, they want top of wallet. They want to be the card you use the most, because every swipe gets them
little piece of the pie.
A little piece of the pie.
Yeah.
So when MasterCard or Visa, lend their logo to your Bank of America debit card, and you put that down, and you're like, oh, well, it just comes out of my bank. You're right, it does. Well, MasterCard takes a little piece of that. And that is how they make money to offset this.
Yeah.
Because the points cost money. When Delta and Amex do a partnership, what all Amex is doing is buying points. They're basically like, dear Delta, we will buy billions of your points for a contract of, billions of dollars. So Amex has just spent billions of dollars on these points. They need to make billions back.
Yeah.
So they want you to swipe that card as much as possible. And if you're not swiping that card, that sucks for them. So that's what, they do all these other debit cards. So they jack up their rates to offset the cost of the points. So they'll still make money on the transaction fees, on a debit card, because they're going to, get a little bit of that pie. Might not get as much. But that raises the cost for everybody else. It's like healthcare. You and I have healthcare. Somebody walks into an emergency room, they are legally required to treat that person. Doctors cost money, medicine costs money. Now the hospital is like, wow, that guy costs $200,000. We'll just raise the other person's rates to subsidize that. Credit card point holders are the emergency room people. We come in and we're like, give me shit. And we get the shit. And then the hospital, it's like, well, we got to make that money somehow. Who's the sucker in that room?
Yeah.
The debit card person.
That's what I love about the gamification of money, right? Is this is all just creative ways for a small percentage of people to benefit from the large majority of people that are overspending. And that's why I think it's going to get compressed, right? It's right now it's wildly inefficient and a lot of people are in debt. But hopefully, I feel like for the betterment of humanity, that comes down, right? I don't see how this sustains. When we're 20, 30 years from now, I don't see that this is the same.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. 15 years ago, a point bonus would be 20,000. And you'd be like, oh my God, that's so huge. Because the miles you needed to redeem for a flight were way less.
Yeah.
So as airlines and hotels require more miles, these bonuses have to get bigger.
Yeah.
20,000 points. Fuck that. That's not even going to be a free night at a hotel.
Yeah.
You need to give 100,000 points. Well, then it becomes just a race to the bottom because it's a currency.
Yeah.
Airlines devalue it. So then Chase has to give more as a welcome offer. And then airlines devalue it. And then Chase has to give more for the welcome offer.
Yeah.
It just becomes less lucrative over time. It's all fake.
That's the beautiful thing, right?
This is all arbitrage. It's all they make a rule, we find a loophole. They close the loophole, we find a new loophole. They close that loophole, and you're just constantly game of cat and mouse.
Yeah, incentive chasing, right? Man, we covered a lot of stuff. Let me see if I missed anything. You did an ICO for your book, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did that turn out?
I have no idea.
What do you mean?
I mean, I just did it because it was a thing.
So it didn't bring in real economics?
I got Ethereum. I think I got a few grand worth of Ethereum out of it.
Okay. What year was that?
2016, 17.
Okay.
But I don't know, again, this is one of those, it was near the bubble. There was a coin for everything.
Yeah.
We're going to make books a coin. I mean, I don't know what happened to that tech or those people. I don't even know if the book is still a
So
coin.
you partnered with somebody that created a token for your book, and then
I mean, they did Ryan Holiday stuff too. There were a bunch of things, but
yeah,
I don't know what that looks like long term, or even if they still exist.
Yeah, well, people got value from your book, and you got Ethereum, so it worked.
It worked.
It's a lot better than most of the ICO shit that happened in 2017.
Yeah.
Most of it was scammy stuff, and I thought we would have learned the lessons from this, but today you got Kim Kardashian pumping shit. You got to
get that cum rockets, the doggy coin.
Yeah. Oh man, Doji Lawn, now they're just creating meme coins and creating a lot of value. I mean, respect to the hustle, but it's not good net long term for the crypto community because it just brings bad. People lose money, and then regulators step in, and they're like, "Well, the scammers won't stop, so we got to hammer them more," and it just creates a tougher environment for everybody. But look, I'm super grateful that you came out today, man, and I look forward to sharing some upgraded points, upgraded first class to business class tickets.
Selfie live.
Hey.
All right.
Good times, man. Thanks for being here. Anything else you would say to somebody who is like, look, I want to travel more.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Put it this way. Nobody dies at 90 and says, I wish I had spent more time in the office. Do what you love. Here's my advice. We don't live in the 50s anymore. There is no, you will work for a company for 30 years and they'll give you a pension. Then you'll get old and you'll get Social Security and you'll die. That doesn't exist anymore. You will work till you are no longer physically able to work. Whether it's for a corporation or doing what you love, why would I retire? I love to write about travel. Like
just keep going.
Like my mom's 72. She's a nurse. She loves to be a nurse. What she want to retire for, right? So if you do what you love, you're going to do it till you're no longer able to do it. But even if you don't do what love, you're stuck in like some, 9-to-5 office job. So what if you get fired? There's always more work. Work will exist forever. And you will work until you're going to die. So just don't put off the good stuff to the bad years.
Yeah.
Right? Because we don't live in a world anymore that is you work till 55, then you retire, and then you do the fun thing.
Yeah.
Get married, go to school, get a job, get married, have kids, retire, play golf. That doesn't exist anymore. There's no company gives a pension. You're lucky if you get a 401k.
You got to make your own pension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
You just got to understand that work is fluid.
And work in, like you said, work in joy and the good times when you're still young and healthy. And my advice to tack on to that amazing advice is accumulate assets that go up in value to improve your freedom and your availability, right? Even though you're still probably going to want to work if you're doing what you love, why not be wealthy in the meantime?
I mean, one of the best things that we live in is that you can buy fractional things. I mean, when I got into the stock market when I was 18, 19, my grandmother was big into it. So, like, high school, she gave me some stuff when right before the 2001 crash, which sucked.
So you lived through drawdowns. You're not a stranger to it.
Nothing like buying JP Morgan at 100 in 2001, only to see it go nowhere.
Good. Everybody needs to live through that to feel the reality of the markets.
But, you had to buy one share. You bought a share.
Yeah.
Now you can buy 0.0017 Bitcoin. You have apps that will give you, like, you want to buy JP Morgan, it's $100 a share, but you get $20. You can get 0.20 shares. So that fractional nature of investing is actually really great because you can just, if you can only put in $100 a month, it adds up. Compound interest is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think that's a great place to leave it off. And you're almost empty. I'm almost empty. And we are going to wrap this up. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks to Matt for coming in before he heads off to Greece. Thanks to Kevin on the ones and twos. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Follow me on Instagram at Nomadic Matt.
At Nomadic Matt. What are you bigger on? Instagram, Twitter?
Instagram.
That's the thing. All right, cool. Check out his books. What's the latest book you're promoting?
You guys should get How to Travel the World in $50 a Day, which will help you travel cheaper.
Oh, yeah. So what year did you write that?
13, 15, and 17.
Would you say, okay, is the $50 number still relevant?
Yeah, it's good.
Cool. All right. Check it out.
The strategies are fine. Yes, if you look in the index, a lot of the companies I say you should use don't exist anymore. But it's a mindset book. It's like, here's how you get in the mindset of thinking about budget travel. Things change. Mindset is eternal.
Yeah. Being able to seek out how to game the system, right?
Knowing the strategies, that one company might exist or it doesn't exist, whatever.
Yeah.
But the mental framing is what's important.
Perfect, man. Thanks again for coming, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Take care.